Did you know Metal Gear Solid 3 was created as an apology of sorts for Metal Gear Solid 2? Although MGS2 sold well, fans were polarized. In response to this, Metal Gear Solid 3 periodically mocked Raiden. The most obvious jab was Major Ivan Raidinovich Rykov, a character that resembled Raiden. Rykov was the implied secret lover of Colonel Volgin, also known as Thunderbolt. The name Raidinovich is another joke, as it can be interpreted as Thunderbolt's bitch. Kojima explained that he intentionally placed the effeminate Rykov in MGS3 so players could vent their Raiden-induced frustrations. In a way, Kojima felt the same frustration, telling PlayStation 2 Official Magazine, "I put my career on the line with Raiden. I did it to entertain people by totally destroying what I had built up, earned, and achieved with MGS1. I really wanted people to be amused by that, but they started bashing him and I guess I wasn't happy." Kojima never intended to direct Snake Eater. His goal was to hand production over to his team, but he ended up coming back when things weren't progressing as planned. Kojima has always been a fan of integrating his personal experiences into the Metal Gear franchise. The Virtuous Mission takes place on August 24th, 1964, Kojima's first birthday. He originally intended the game to be set during the year of his birth, 1963, but he also wanted the Kennedy assassination to be part of the story. Naked Snake was apparently planned to have a physical constitution similar to Arnold Schwarzenegger. As well as being bulky, he was going to stand around 6 foot 5 feet tall. Snake Eater's new jungle environments included uneven terrain, which posed a problem for developers. The solution was to drop the collision engine used in previous games and create an entirely new one. The camera angle was also an issue in the game's original release. Some complained about the camera being restricted to a top-down view. Kojima explained the choice, saying he wanted to maintain consistency between the games. In an interview with IGN, Kojima admitted another factor in this decision. When the team experimented with the camera being behind Snake, he would feel sick. Like other Metal Gear games, MGS3 took inspiration from movies, books, and TV. Some pieces of media that inspired the game were George Orwell's 1984, Papillion, Dr. No, The Great Escape, and Richard Dawkins's The Selfish Gene. According to Kojima, the team would take overnight trips to brainstorm ideas for the game. On one of these trips, he remembers seeing John McTiernan's film, Predator. The movie's jungle setting and camouflage mechanics heavily influenced the final game. After Metal Gear Solid 2 was completed, composer Harry Gregson Williams told Kojima that he didn't want to make high-tech sounding music anymore. Williams said that if the next game was set in the jungle, however, he might consider composing for it. Kojima told Williams he chose the jungle setting just to have Williams on board, even though a jungle theme was already being considered. It wasn't until all the music was composed that Kojima came clean. Kojima took the movie references one step further with the secret minigame, Snake vs. Monkey. The original 5 stages were titled as parodies of Escape from New York, the detective series Dragnet, 1968's Planet of the Apes, George Romero's Dawn of the Dead, Cape Fear, and Gone with the Wind. Though the North American and Japanese versions of Snake Eater contain 5 stages for Snake vs. Monkey, the European version of the game contains 2 additional levels, Return of the Living Apes and The Apes of Wrath. These additional levels were made due to the game's late release in Europe. This minigame was also meant to be family-friendly, with Snake immobilizing the apes with stun grenades instead of killing them. This isn't the only minigame hidden in MGS3 either. Guy Savage is a secret level that can be accessed after Snake is tortured by Colonel Volgin. Upon saving and reloading, a dream sequence will begin where the player is placed in the role of a dual-wielding swordsman. The game ends after a short time, or if the player dies. Though it is not known why the minigame was included in MGS3, Kojima initially wanted Gradius to be featured in this part of the game instead. According to writer Shuyo Murata, there was talk of the minigame being expanded into a standalone game of its own, but that idea was scrapped. If the player kills Ocelot, a game over screen with the words "Ocelot is dead" appears, slowly transforming into the words "Time Paradox." Colonel Campbell will also scold Snake for creating a time paradox.
You changed the future. You created a time paradox.
In the Japanese game, this is another subtle movie reference. Japanese voice actor Aono Takeshi, who plays Colonel Campbell, also provided the voice of Doc Brown in the Japanese release of Back to the Future. The movie's theme of preventing a time paradox also carries over to MGS3 through Takeshi's dialogue. A food item in MGS3 called Calorie Mate is actually for sale in Japan. It's a nutritional energy product available in various flavors and comes in a block, jelly, or canned form. When Snake uses this item, he fully regains stamina. Snake appeared in some co-branded ads with slogans such as, "If you want to survive, eat this," and "Even when you fight alone, you've got a mate." Kojima even mentioned that Snake's favorite is the chocolate-flavored Calorie Mate block. Interestingly, the game takes place nearly 2 decades before Calorie Mate even existed. The names of the Cobra unit were all based on emotions relating to war: pain, fear, fury, sorrow, and joy. The End was planned to be called The Doom. The name was changed, partly due to the prominence of the game Doom 3. Kojima originally wanted the fight against the End to be an intense tactical battle that would go on for weeks. After some experiments were conducted, he was told it would be impossible. The fight with the End can be difficult, but there are ways to easily defeat him. Snake can use his sniper rifle to pick off the End while he sits in his wheelchair on the dock. This will completely skip the sniper battle in the jungle, and Snake will have to fight Ocelot unit troops instead. Another easy way to beat the End is by reaching the area where his boss battle occurs, saving the game, and turning off the console. If the player reloads the save file after a week, or puts the system clock forward a week, the End will die of old age. One of the boss's earlier designs had a snake head tattoo on her exposed breast. This was so that when she fired a gun, her breast would jiggle and make the snake appear to be laughing. The river where Snake faces the sorrow was inspired by the River of Three Crossings, which refers to a Japanese Buddhist belief similar to the river Styx from Greek mythology. Kojima also planned for the sorrow to quote the Nose railway stops, an Easter egg that appeared in both Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2. The overall design for the Fear was based on character designer Yoji Shinkawa's initial design for Raiden. The very first concept of Raiden was a Spider-Man-like character who crawls on the floor on all fours. His personality was that of a weirdo who'd lick bird droppings, though Kojima rejected the idea immediately. In one scene, Snake is hit with a bolt coated in the venom of the Brazilian wandering spider. The Fear describes the grim effects of the venom to intimidate Snake, but he neglects to mention one effect of the venom. As well as causing intense pain, the venom also has similar properties to Viagra, giving the victim an erection. Don't forget to subscribe to Did You Know Gaming.
Hey everybody, what's up? Hello. Thought I'd just let that video play for a little bit longer. I know I said I'd be starting the stream at 8:30. It's 8:31. I'm a liar, of course, but yeah, it's something I found last night. Did You Know Gaming is kind of interesting. So, let the video play. Saw some neat stuff. I also went back and thought of a couple different things that I remember from the original version of the game on PlayStation 2 pre-subsistence that like you could kind of mess around with. I'll try them out real fast before I start the gameplay. I'm also using a brand new controller. It is a wireless controller that came with my Xbox 360, and I've never used it. I've always used the wired controller that I've been using for like 4 years straight, so it's pretty worn out. This is a brand new one, feels nice and responsive on the joystick, on the analog stick, so I'm looking forward to it. So let's get this going. Not used to the battery pack though, because I mean, I'm used to having just like a flat back, and all of a sudden I got this big battery pack in the way it's hit my fingers. And should I let the Snake Eater theme song roll, or just skip it this time? Let me know if anyone feels like commenting. What's going on?
Snake Eater, what a thrill. Snake Eater, darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. Snake Eater, what a fear in my heart. But you're so supreme. a tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive. For the day we see new light, I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I'd like to use. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
Isn't that wonderful? You can screw with all the opening credits. I forgot entirely about that. Make it even more annoying. Make a cool intro and like horrible. You can even mess with the background, slow them down, speed them up, zoom in. Make it like real-time speed. Which of course these are like over elaborate moves. Click on the left thumbstick, you can change patterns, colors on the right. I also remember that there was a frequency that you could turn into. I can't remember how I found it. I think I found it just by looking and just doing random searches for codec calls. I was just like putting in different codec numbers all over the place, and I stumbled across one. I was like, what the hell was this? Because my friend way back in the day, Danny, when I bought the game, I was actually living with him briefly and his then wife for like about 2 weeks. It's about 2 or 3 weeks, I think it was. Let me pause the game real quick. I apologize. I'm grabbing a blanket real fast. I live down in the basement because I am the stereotypical 37-year-old male who lives in the basement, parents' basement with a cat and no girlfriend and a lot of video games. So it's kind of cold. I have a heater. I don't want to turn it on right now because it's kind of loud. And I just have a blanket. I'll just put it around my feet, and that's what I'm doing right now. So, but anyway, my friend Danny, I was living with him for like about 3 weeks when this game came out. I had a PlayStation 2 already. It wasn't a problem. And the reason why I was living with him and his family at the time was I was getting in the process of, I just got a new job, and I was trying to get a brand new apartment myself, a 2-bedroom apartment. This was amazing. It was all utilities paid. Pardon me, in Tucson, Arizona. All utilities paid, including electric. And electric is huge. Electric is very expensive in Tucson because it's constantly hot. We're talking like 100 to 110 degrees a lot of days in the summer. So you run your air conditioning nonstop. So I got into a 2-bedroom apartment, which cost me $580 a month for about a good. It was about 750, 800 square feet apartment. It was large, 2 bedrooms, big living room, all utilities paid. It was amazing. Alright, so let's see. So I was playing this game when it came out. I was living with him, and he likes to watch video games, but he's not good at playing them himself. So I went searching through codecs and everything else. We found this one. We're like, what the hell was it? So I had to go through it and find it again last night, because I remember it was the 148 range. So I went through it and kept trying it over and over, and I eventually stumbled across it and a couple others that work. They're situational. These codecs only work one time. Well, this one works anytime. And what's cool about this is it recovers your stamina, which normally you have to do by eating, so... Should have just had this as the intro playing instead of the Did You Know Gaming. This is the only music one I've found, so I think it's the only thing that's in there. There's also ones you can put into call a airstrike, which is something that'd be featured in Metal Gear Solid 5 a lot later on, 2 games later on. There's also a frequency for calling off alerts. So if you get overwhelmed by people trying to find you after an alert phase, you can call it in and you'll impersonate a guard and they'll call off the search, but it only works one time. They say like, okay, per standard procedure, we are switching channels, this frequency will never be used again. So you can only use it one time. There is also a frequency to escape the torture room too. I don't remember what it is on the top of my head, but I think it's been shown a couple of times. I think it's like 144... 79, 75, something like that. So let's see if that saves it. Oh hey, cool, it does. It saves it as a backup one. Healing radio. That is awesome.
You want to save?
So
Hold
story-wise, I'm in Groznygrad again. Right now, the first time I should say. Just made it through fighting. What's his face? The Fury. The cosmonaut who was constantly on fire. So, he's done. Escaped out into here. We're in Groznygrad. Things need to happen. I know eventually I'm going to get caught and tortured, but I don't know the circumstances leading up to that part. So we're going to find it out together. Oh wow, this... Like I said, I'm using a brand new controller, and it's nice. Okay, got lethal on. Let's go non-lethal for now. Let's see. What's my camouflage like? %70 on the ground. I'm sure I have better camouflage. I would hope so, at least. No, all black is the way to go. Okay. Hey, Nimix, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. You see nothing. Ooh, football stuff again. 4 weeks playoff season, then you can rest. Oh yeah. Football season always seems so short, but then like what really boggles my mind is hockey, because that's like played almost all year round, and like Stanley Cup finals are like in August or something crazy. It's like I never understood. You think like hockey, a ice sport would be in the winter time, but it's like all year round in the summer and everything else. It kind of throws me off. Though of course, you know, I'm not really a big sports guy to begin with, but I understand some stuff. You know, follow some certain things. Let's see, this looks interesting over here. Nope, not yet, T. Wallace. Also, what's up? Good to see you. Just made it to Groznygrad, and I was talking about how when I first played this game, when it first came out, I was living with my friend Danny for about 3 weeks because I was in the process of getting a brand new apartment and a new job and everything else. And so he was watching me play this game. He likes to watch playing video games. He's not that good himself at it. So one of the things I discovered as I was like making random codec calls, I was just searching for stuff all the time, and I found something really interesting. Other than my love of cricket. No, actually, cricket is really bizarre. I don't understand it quite exactly. I have kind of an idea of it, but it's bizarre to me. But I know that cricket matches can sometimes last up to 5 days, which is outrageous. The most insane sport that I like to watch is Australian football. That is a combination. If you don't know what it is, you play it in a American football size stadium. So it's an oval shaped stadium, like, you know, field you play it on. You have goalie, you have soccer nets that you can throw the ball through. It's like a rugby ball through. And you also have goalposts like in American football that you can also kick the ball through there. So you have to run and dribble and play the ball. So it's a combination of rugby, football, basketball, and soccer. It's all at the same time. It's absolute insanity, and it's great to watch. It's great. But yeah, so I found that there's a frequency for healing yourself way back in the day, and I was trying to think, you know, over the other crazy things, but you can play this and it'll heal your stamina. You're basically, it'll heal you up. It's interesting. It's a radio frequency. I don't know how often you can use it though, but I remember stumbling across it, just putting in random codec numbers and seeing if there was anything there. There are also codecs that you can use to call in like an artillery support or even call off an alert, but those are one-time use only. So if you use them once, they say per standard procedure, we're switching frequencies, this will never be used again. So pro wrestling count as a sport? I would say, if you're talking like WWE, I would say no. I would classify it as entertainment. Greco-Roman wrestling, like high school wrestling, that would be, I would consider a sport. Personally, myself. Make no mistake, I mean, you know, WWE is, of course, you know, fake wrestling. Nobody's contesting that. And it does take a lot of physical ability. I'm cleaning my glasses real fast and stalling for time as I tell this here, as I explain my view on this. So it does also, wrestling also does take an incredible amount of athleticism and, you know, athletic ability. But if it's all preordained ahead of time, it's not really a sport. I mean, you know who's going to be outcomes, you have storylines and everything else there with it. And I say this with full dangerous knowledge that Wrestles with Games, Yael, follows me on Twitter, which I still find mind-blowing that he, like a YouTuber, follows me about people, some random dork on the internet. He's a professional wrestler himself. But, not to insult him or anything, but it's just like, it's a very physical thing, but it's not a sport in my opinion. I say it's entertainment. And that's my view on wrestling. And that's pretty much it, because I don't really watch wrestling. I watched it briefly for a small period of time, and like around 98, 99, because I had a friend who was really into it. So in order to see what he was talking about constantly, I'd watch a couple different things. I liked Goldberg, he was WCW, because that was a guy you can tell he was not a wrestler. Like, he was a football player through and through, and like a lot of times he had to like kind of remind himself, oh yeah, I'm not trying to actually kill this person. New Japan World Wrestling, or New Japan Pro Wrestling, something like that, I'm guessing. Japanese wrestling is totally bonkers and dangerous. They're like, yeah, we're just gonna have a barbed wire match for no reason. Hope we don't get too lacerated. They'll like throw each other on the broken glass, all sorts of crazy crap. You saw nothing, sir. You did not see a man in black right before you, like 50 feet away with a gun to shoot you in the face. All your imagination. I think there's a door over here I need to get to. Let's drag him kind of a little bit out of the way. So originally I wasn't planning on, I said at the close of the stream last night, I wasn't planning on playing this again, but it's like, I just really kind of want to push through. I'm enjoying playing Metal Gear Solid 3 a lot. I just want to push through and get this done and keep going forward. It's not going to happen tonight, I don't think. Definitely not going to happen tonight. But, yeah, pretty soon. So I suspect that once I get, or expect once I get done with Metal Gear Solid 3, that I will do a stream or two of just retro games. Probably some full motion video games. Maybe go back to the 3DO. I had fun playing those games before I start tackling Metal Gear Solid 4. Yes, that was a hit. Need to adjust my chat window real quick. I see that T. Wallace said something. Japanese death match. Okay, yeah, death worst. I know they have a couple different leagues, like the same thing that they have here in the States. Oh, it's a great movie. I have no idea if that body there... Nope, not gonna get triggered. Okay. There we go. Metal Gear Solid 4, I kind of look forward to it and also complaining about it at the same time, just because it's so retconned and up the wazoo and everything else, so... It'll be interesting. I'm actually looking forward to getting to 4. Because I'm also not going to pre-install it ahead of time. I'm going to let everybody watch the 8 minutes of Snake standing there smoking. And I should have a map. Yes, I do. I haven't gotten to the map the entire game. That doesn't quite help me. Okay, there's a door, I think, over there at the top, around the middle. Zoom in. I think that's a door right there in the center of the screen. I was thinking, like, yeah, I should go through and play all the Metal Gear Solid games and stuff like that again, which is what I've been doing. Then I remembered that I was playing through 5 probably about 6 or 7 months ago. Because you would hang out my stream a lot, because like you were watching me go through and collect my zoo animals. I was looking for zebras. Oh, that's graded off. This is open. So actually, it's like I played 5 not too long ago on stream, probably about 5-6 months ago, I want to think. Probably a little bit longer. I know it was this year though. So I was playing the PC version. So check this out. So as I mentioned, there is a thing you can do to call off an alert. I don't know if this will work right now, but I'm going to put it in. We'll find it out. We'll burn that bridge. So it's 142.79. I wrote it down when I found it. Okay, so it's not an alert, it's just a caution right now, so... Yeah, I mean, I get Otacon in Metal Gear Solid 4, but he's... from what I remember, I could be completely and totally mistaken. Probably am. I remember him not being a big problem in 4, Otacon. Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, well, you're gonna get to see the zoo again, because I gotta rebuild it all, and we'll be playing it on the PlayStation 4 version, because with Metal Gear Solid 5, there's only one save file allowed. They don't let you have multiple saves. So my PC one, I actually have like 4 FOBs, forward operating bases set up. I have a lot of things on there. I want to keep the PC version, so I will just delete my PlayStation 4 save instead and do that. I think I have a chaff grenade. Oh crap, I don't? Did I use them all? No, maybe I got it off there. So I will be rebuilding the zoo, of course. It'll just be on the PlayStation 4. RPG, I don't need that on right now. Chaff grenade, here we go. So I think if I throw a chaff grenade, the radar will not get triggered. Like, they can't use the radar or the radio. Don't look. Dang it.
What's wrong?
Okay, let me know. Let me know if it works after we refresh. Okay, so I have an alert. Let's go through and try that codec. Really? Did I get it wrong? I thought I wrote it down right. MGS3 14279 codec. Yeah, that's it. I wrote it down correctly. Let's try 146.1. Reload. Last night I just demonstrated how hard it is to get rid of alerts in this game. It's like it took me running 4 screens away to finally ditch the cards. So T. Wallace, if your back, has the video feed improved at all? I do have it set for low latency, so that might be affecting things. If it is, I'll have to drop the stream real fast, but I can turn it off. Because if you're on Chrome or Firefox, I think there's an option in the settings, like if you put your mouse over the, like my stream, if you go down to advanced, and there should be a checkbox for low latency. If it's checked, uncheck it. That might help. Japanese credits. Alright, we've done that already. You can go real speed, zoomed up. Okay, you're on mobile. Okay, no problem. I didn't know, because if you're on mobile, then there's no option for low latency mode. I had to stop and think for a second. My drugs are starting to kick in for my back, so scrambled my thoughts for a second. Well, you didn't really miss much if you just came back. Got an alert. The frequency I had to get rid of alerts didn't work. So, yeah, it's kind of in a bind. Yay, I'm back here again for the second time. Alright, there's a guy over here. Must remember to save, so we don't have to go all the way back here. I get to do the awesome healing radio again. Let's see, that was 148. 14839. Yep, there goes my stamina. Yeah! So I was watching some behind-the-scenes sequences as well from Metal Gear Solid 3, and there's a lot of crazy stuff. There's like a 40-minute video of all the Easter eggs and things that are in this game. And apparently the more damage you take, which is kind of wild, the more damage you take, your life will increase as you keep healing yourself over and over. So, kind of weird. It's kind of like, I guess, like Saiyans from Dragon Ball Z. Like if you beat them almost to death, and if they heal, they come back even stronger. Same way for Snake. Alright. Stamina is recovered. Stamonina. Let's continue forward and hope I do not trigger another alert like a bozo. No guarantees. This is my stream after all. Oh, come on. I am playing on normal. Not well, but I'm playing on normal.
You want to save?
And I'm also using a brand new Xbox 360 controller. This came with my Xbox 360, but I don't like the wireless controllers, to be honest. They have like, the battery pack is in the middle of it. It's really big. I have to kind of curl my fingers around it.
Snake, I'm behind.
But the wired controller I have, I've been using it for 4 years constantly on PC and the 360, so it's pretty worn out, so it's time. I do have a dongle to use this wireless controller on the PC, but it does, I gotta find it. I know where it's at, but I gotta dig it out.
There's something wrong. Support unit, confirm their status.
So I don't know if I can do scientist uniform here or not. So we're gonna find out real quick if this is a bad idea. Okay, so apparently I'm fine. Wow, there's a lot. I remember the 149... No, there's the 14279 was the one that I remember. I didn't know there's that many. Holy cow. So what I'm doing is I'm actually looking for a guy who looks exactly like Raiden. The guy that I'm dressed up as right now, currently. I think he's in the upper floors. I need to knock him out, take his disguise, and stash him in a locker. Ooh, a suppressor for the M16? Heck yes. And I don't have it equipped right now, but that's awesome. Pretty sure I'm not in the right area where I need to be at the moment. Yeah, this is not where I need to be. I need to go back. Yeah, exactly. Is that it only works once, because then they say something like, per standard procedure, this frequency will never be used again, you know, so you can't keep using it over and over, which is smart. Because I would have abused the hell out of it, but I mean, I tried it already, but it just didn't want to work. Okay. Bathroom. Where is that guy? That's not him. There he is. That's the guy. Probably having his mask on probably wouldn't help my cause right now. Face, let's do no paint. Just a average scientist, you know, walking around and... Hi there, sir. I need you to not be looking my way, soldier. It's really tricky because you got to get him somewhere you can stash the body, and it needs to be in a locker or the bathroom, I think. So I'm just gonna kind of tail him. If he goes upstairs, that's gonna be great because that's where all the lockers are. I can just easily throw him in there. You know, I'm going to take a stance right now on Reading Rainbow, because it's in a book. Take a look, Reading Rainbow. So, LeVar Burton is always like, you know what, don't take my word for it. You know what, how about you do? How about you just take like a damn stance for once, LeVar? Say, is the book good? Should I read it? Is Hop on Pop truly worth my time? You know, I wonder if I have any... Hey, buddy, come on out here. Let's go. Come on. Do I have any rotten food I can throw at him? I think I got rid of all... Oh, I did! If you have rotten food, that's another thing you can do. Throw it in front of him. He'll eat it for some weird reason. And then have to go to the bathroom. Ah, there. Good. Go into the bathroom, sir. Unfortunately, you cannot strangle people when you are disguised as a scientist. Okay, and I'm not grabbing him. Okay, why is my CQC not working? MGS3, CQC, controls. Okay, so it's all independent. It's... Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, so CQC is really funky in this game. Like, I'm trying to do a throw. It's not working. MGS3, CQC controls, Xbox 360. So you have to have a CQC weapon on in order to do it. I see. So I can go stabby stabby. So let's try some of those frequencies T Wallace just gave me, just for grins and giggles, because I need to restart anyway, because this is not going to be a winnable situation at this point. Let's see, what's the closest one? 148.04. Nope. 146.67. Nope. 142.79. That's the one I tried before. Nope. 141.45. $140.61. And last one is 149.64 or 46. Dyslexia reversed that on me. I read it in my head correctly, said it out wrong. I said it out completely wrong. 149.46. Nope. Alright, boned all the way around. So I gotta figure out how to get CQC working because it's not working well. So I gotta figure that real quick because you need to be able to slam them to knock them out and then drag them to where you need to be. And you cannot be seen or else all that happens, as you just saw. And you're inside an enemy base, so there's not anywhere you can really run to call off the alert. Because if you go upstairs, they're just going to spawn upstairs, they're going to see you run to a locker, you're screwed.
What's going on? Respond. There's something wrong. Support unit, confirm their status.
Can I get in through this door? It is not a door. No, you can't. You know the exclamation mark and the question mark above their heads? If you're real fast, you can basically get out of it. Like, you can shoot them and they'll be confused.
Who's that?
And I missed. It stuns them for a couple seconds so you can still run and get out of the way, but yeah, this is not going well. I really don't know why in this game you can sometimes shoot people with a tranquilizer gun, and it just knocks them out, and sometimes it triggers an alert. I really don't know why it's random like that, why they suddenly go into caution, where other times they don't. Remind me when I get inside the building to save. So there's no way in hell he saw me.
Come in, HQ.
What's going on? Respond. There's something wrong. Support unit, confirm their status.
Okay, so transform into scientist and save. Camouflage, uniform, scientist. All right, here we go. Now to do that all over, or at least that part
See you in
again.
a game, Snake?
Save you all watching me reload. I think it's like, was it 30 seconds each time or so?
Take care.
There you are. Hey, buddy. What's going on? Okay. Oh, wait a second. I got something better. Okay, okay. Backpack. Don't have to do CQC on this guy. Yeah, RPG, don't need that, don't need that. I have these. Now I just have to hope that nobody sees me. Slowly dragging his body. Seriously? Well, to break my own rule, that's bullshit. No other way around it. Why did it not save my camouflage? Oh, that's right, because I didn't do it after that. Yeah, I did. I saved after I did all that. Why? It's trying to screw me. Good. All right. Perfect. All right. We're in business finally. Haha! There's a Raiden posted in the poster on the locker. Right there. That's great. Or Kojima laughing at himself. And there we go. The illusion is complete. It's kind of funny is you can actually mess with soldiers. They can go up to them and punch them and they'll like go like, sorry sir. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk into here, then save.
You want to save? Hold on a sec.
Okay, so now I need to run down, I think it's this hallway, and at the end is where I get discovered.
Snake, I'm behind.
Okay, your Rykov disguise is complete. Now they won't stop you no matter what you do.
Even if I punch someone in the face?
Right.
Really?
Really.
Why?
Rykov's just that kind of guy. Once you're disguised as Rykov, you can get into the West Wing where Sokolov is being held. To get to the entrance to the West Wing, pass west through the main wing of the weapons lab and go through the connecting passageway. The door to the connecting passageway is to the west. Head that way.
Go west, young man. Yeah, I already saved. I'm good. Okay. I will also be saving and reloading after the torture scene because it's a neat little thing. I think for the HD and subsistence versions, they made it happen non-stop. Like, it's a guaranteed thing to happen. And you'll see when I get to it. Should be pretty soon.
Sir!
It's like, why are you taking off your mask? It's working so far. Keep it on.
It is.
Ah, that's right.
You can count on me. What about the philosopher's legacy?
I don't know anything about that. What are you? Are you trying to kill me?
What's the matter?
I know nothing, I swear it. No one but the Colonel knows of the legacy.
I see.
No, don't. Oh.
It's not my color!
Who's there?
Knock, knock. Oh, I got it
You're
wrong
from
order.
the CIA.
My bad.
What are you doing here?
I told you before, didn't I? I'm going to get you out of here.
A man of honor, just like your commander. But I'm afraid you're too late.
Too late? Don't tell me. The Shagohods.
Exactly. The final preparations for Phase 2 are complete.
Sokolov, what exactly is Phase 2?
To put it in technical terms, it's a composite range extension system for medium-range ballistic missiles. The Shagohod was originally designed as a tank that could launch nuclear missiles from any type of terrain. There was just one problem we couldn't figure out how to solve. The ICBMs we have today are simply too big for the Shagohod to carry. But the military would not hear of it. They demanded a weapon that could launch a nuclear missile directly into the American homeland. That is when I came up with the idea for Phase 2.
Well, if you make the nuke
But
and make it
there's no way you could load
smaller.
an ICBM onto the Shagohod. So how'd you do it?
By accelerating the Shagohod itself.
Accelerating it?
In Phase 2, a rocket booster unit is attached to the frame of the Shagohod. The unit incorporates the same technology used in the Vostok rocket that sent Major Gagarin into space.
Hey, Fico, it's going.
Using this booster,
I'm about to get
the
caught and
Shagohod
tortured.
can achieve a land speed of over 300 miles
Lose an
per
eyeball.
hour.
All sorts of fun
That
stuff.
monster can go more than 300 miles per hour.
Oh,
Yes.
that reminds me, I need to...
And from this
Not
state
do
of
something
accelerated
afterwards.
motion, it launches a nuclear missile.
We'll see.
So,
It's a
the
cutscene.
Shagohod acts like the first stage of a rocket.
Yes, precisely. The range of the missile launched by the Shagohod thus increases from 2,500 miles to 6,000 miles.
6,000 miles. That's enough to strike anywhere in the United States.
Except for you need a runway
Not
that's
only
like
that,
3 miles
with the
long in order to do
Shagohod,
this.
There's no need to construct giant silos like the ones used to house ICBMs.
And if you need a jet to do
All you
it,
need is a runway about 3 miles in length.
just put it
or
on a
its
jet.
equivalent.
Why have it on a
And
tank?
you can launch a thermonuclear strike against any location in the United States from anywhere in the Soviet Union. It cannot be detected by spy planes or satellites. It's a mobile fortress capable of deploying in secret and launching its payload at any time.
A weapon from hell.
Now, Metal Gear Rex was interesting because it was firing its nuclear payload out of a railgun, which is even more interesting, but this is just dumb because you just have a tank that needs like a 3 mile
completed
runway.
prototype now sits in the hangar. At
to
present,
launch a missile.
It is the only one.
Only
of its
one.
kind. But Vulcan is planning to mass produce
Using jets to get it go
based
fast enough to
on
beat the
that
first stage,
prototype.
propulsion, which you can do in
Deploy
an
them all over
airplane.
the Soviet Union.
Yes, and that's not the end of it. He's going to ship them to Eastern Europe, to Asia, to all the countries of the Eastern Bloc. Even worse, he intends to use the Shagohod as bait to foment armed uprisings among dictators, ethnic insurgents, and revolutionary groups throughout the Third World. His funds are nearly limitless. He could start mass production tomorrow if he wanted. The reason that tensions between East and West have settled into a Cold War is because each side fears the other's power. Deterrence.
Yes.
The idea of using threats
zombies.
to keep one's enemy in check is the perfect
If
word
there
to
ever
sum up
is,
this
and I'm
state
sure it'll
of
also be a
affairs.
mobile game, mobile
But
patchy slot game.
The Shagohod goes far beyond the level of threat. It will render the concept of deterrence utterly meaningless. If such a weapon is unleashed on the world, it will not be long before all nations are engulfed in conflict. The Cold War will end, and the entire planet will be consumed by the fires
What's the
of
thing
war.
that shoots it out is like more
Vulcan,
cardboard
the
boxes. That'd be
Shagohod will
cool.
be at the
I'd
center
be
of
down
it
for
all.
that. Metal Gear box.
So you see, it's already too late.
No, it's not too late.
What do you mean?
We've still got a chance. All we have to do is destroy the prototype and the whole facility before they can mass produce it.
But
Just tell me what I need to do to destroy this place.
Nuclear missile?
All right. The liquid fuel used in the rocket engine is stored in a tank. If you can blow it up somehow... Some C3 ought to be enough to blow the entire hangar to smithereens.
C3? You mean that cutting-edge plastic explosive?
It could be molded into any shape. The bomb of the future.
Where can I get it?
There was some in the armory here, but it's gone now. It was stolen by a female spy who was here a minute ago.
Eva?
No, that's not her name. Her name is Tatiana. She made her way in here by becoming Volkin's lover.
I thought she was your lover.
Mine? Oh no.
Oh no,
She is
not
Volkin's
me.
lover. This is my lover.
It's a picture of like a dead rat.
Who are they?
My wife and daughter.
You love your
They're
daughter?
in America.
You weirdo.
Now I remember. Your family is in the custody of the CIA.
Now, C3
How long
was
has
an
Tatiana
actual
been
explosive, but it turned out to be like
Only a
way
few
too brittle.
weeks.
A few days before
Especially in
the
like cold
virtuous mission
weather,
then.
so that's when they improved
She
upon it and we
said
have
that
C4.
Khrushchev sent her.
What did you just give her?
All of the experimental data for the Shagohod. Please, it is essential that you destroy the Shagohod.
I will, but first I've got to get you to safety.
No. I'm not going.
My mission is to rescue you.
Leave me.
Sokolov!
Khrushchev has abandoned me. I cannot return to my country. I would most certainly be sent to the gulags.
What about the US?
Yes, I once thought of that. My family's waiting for me there. But even if I fled to the United States, I would once again find myself creating weapons of mass murder.
144.75.
In the
That
end,
frequency
it
comes
doesn't
in
matter where
handy.
I go. I am still a weapons scientist. To be honest with you, I'm tired. Every day I help create things that should never be used. Things that should never have existed in the first place. Every day, without sleep. Without a word of praise from others. And my creations do not even benefit mankind. They are merely the tools of politicians. All I wanted to do was build space rockets. But it was not to be. The space race between America and Russia became the prey of politicians. The space race and the arms race are one and the same. Missiles,
Duh.
rockets, what's the difference?
Because of the
Scientists
space
are
race, we were
always
able to do
being
ICBMs.
used. Please, watch over my family.
Because before that, nuclear war was basically going to have to be bombers just literally flying into each other's country to drop them out of airplanes. Like when we bombed Japan. Then ICBMs came into being, and that kind of changed everything. Even though there's still SAC bases and stuff like that while I was in the Air Force as a brat. They'd still load up missiles on B-52s and shoot them out there, even though those all missiles, you know, in the silos and stuff.
Major, what are you doing here? I've been waiting for you in my room.
And that was your mistake.
Who are you? Don't play dumb with me. If you think you can fool me, you're sorely mistaken. I know the Major better than anyone else.
Because they're lovers. Seriously.
I come
Borgen's
here looking for
bisexual.
Tatiana, and what should I find? But a greasy freebooter.
Oh, sorry, I missed. And you should have shot him right there and just ended the game. Judo!
What is this fairy disguise? It's gonna rub off on you. And then you'll lose sight of who you really are.
I'm triggered.
Stay out of this.
I see why they call you the boss. What was that? Some kind of judo?
No, it's called CQC, a basic form of close quarters combat.
But judo,
He and I
yes.
developed it together.
Although why I'm better at it, I don't know.
I'll take it from here.
Are you going to kill him?
Of course. But first, I will make him pay for hurting Ivan.
So she stops him from shooting me so he can beat me to death instead? That's not really compassion there, boss. But hey, I mean, he can take a beating. I mean, he's still on his feet. Maybe Snake should be like a professional boxer. Maybe I should have thrown a punch or two. Why'd I suddenly become a pacifist right now? That's the wrong way to headbutt somebody. That should be pretty obvious. Alright, so there is also a trick. I don't know if it works in Subsistence or not. Basically, you're like, you have a hood over your face, Volgan's kicking your butt, and what you can do is you can hold down the R button, which brings up your submenu like to pick a weapon, but the cutscene keeps going. And as long as you hold it down, you don't lose life. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. But for right now, I do apologize, everybody. I have wicked dry mouth from my pain medicine. I need to go grab something to drink. I will be back in about 2 to 3 minutes. So I have a short little video I'll just have play through. So just hang tight. And like I said, I'll be back in about 2 to 3 minutes.
Otacon.
Snake.
Otacon.
Snake.
Otacon.
Okay. Your mission is to retrieve a codec that is capable of disarming a nuclear warhead.
Where is it? Submarine? Underground terrorist stronghold?
Unfortunately, due to a clerical error, It was disguised as a snow globe and sent to an office supply company in Pittsburgh.
WTF.
They've been using it as a paperweight. We need you to go get it without being detected or harming any civilians.
Consider it done.
Are you sure you can do it? Because I can't help but notice you put on a little weight.
No, I haven't.
It's just that you look visibly larger.
Husky, okay? Drop it.
Fine. Just don't hurt anyone.
Okay. Over and out.
Dude, are you alright?
Damn it.
Hey, how's it going, man?
I know, it's the weirdest thing. I got this in the mail the other day. I thought it was a snow globe, but every time I put it near my computer, I'm getting these Russian nuclear secrets.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
I have no idea.
I wouldn't even know a Russian nuclear secret if I saw it.
Yeah, so, you know, it's kind of still cute, so I think I might as well keep it.
I guess. Why not? Do you see a large man wearing a box?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh. Snow. Oh.
Otacon. Mission accomplished.
Congratulations, Snake. Was anyone hurt?
No.
Good. Just make sure you cover all traces of your presence.
Over and out.
Tell me,
Stop it!
who have you been talking to?
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
You'd better start talking.
Please, stop this!
Who is Khrushchev's lapdog?
How can you do this to him?
I know you gave the data to someone.
Never do
You! I guess he's dead. Now then, I hope you'll prove more entertaining than he was. But first, let's take a look at your body, shall we? What a beautiful body you have, like a newborn baby. But not for long. Well then, let's get started. What is your target? Is it the Shagohod? Or Sokolov? Or maybe it's the Legacy? Answer me! Who is helping you? Who let you in here? You're a tough one, but even you must have your limits. And I am a patient man. Here's where the fun really begins. My body carries an electric charge of 10 million volts. Let's see how you like this. Now answer me.
Alright, so sorry, I didn't notice I had my microphone muted. I was basically doing the exploit in order to keep my life up, so that worked, apparently. And it turns out Volgan is the Emperor from Star
They're
Wars.
after my legacy, aren't they? Your real target is the Philosopher's Legacy, isn't it?
Well, he's been kind of been using me as a human pinata, and now he's electrocuting me. Which... I'm not grounded, so it's not going to do anything. And volts, you can get zapped. It's uncomfortable to hit with 10,000 volts, but it's not going to hurt you.
Yes,
yep, there we go. Somebody had to pee their
Let
pants.
yourself
Sills,
go.
myself, and
That's what I want to see.
Sokolov. Every Metal Gear Solid game, somebody pees themselves, and somebody gets tortured. For me.
It's no use. He's not going to talk. He's been trained not to break. Trained by me.
Admit it. We're after the location of the legacy. The secret fund established by the three great powers during the two world wars. That's what you're looking for, isn't it? $100 billion.
Well, so
Divided
I'll
up
let me
and
keep my
hidden
radio.
all over the world. And you're looking for a record of where all that money is hidden, right? No matter. The Philosopher's Legacy is safely in my possession, in the underground vault of Groznygrad. You'll never live. What's this? A transmitter? Who's responsible for this?
I am. I planted it on him to keep track of his movements.
Why?
So the Cobras could ambush him.
If they knew where he was gonna be, they wouldn't have gotten themselves slaughtered.
Oh, yeah?
It pains me to do this, boss, but under the circumstances, I'm afraid I must ask you to show me some proof that you and he were not in collusion.
You don't trust me, is that it?
Not that.
I love that he's afraid of her.
Is your apprentice.
What do you want me to do?
Let's see. Cut out his eyes. I don't like those blue eyes of his. There's nothing more important to a soldier than his eyes. You made him a soldier, and now you will unmake him. Yes, it'll make for a touching display. He's all yours. Do it! Ruin him, just as he did the Cobras.
Cobra Commander will be pleased.
What is it, Tanya?
He's suffered enough.
Well, well. Why are you protecting him? That smell. Tatiana, you're the spy.
What are you talking about?
I know that smell.
Stop it!
Taking a fancy to her, eh, Ocelot?
No, I have no interest in this woman. I want to test her. I'll let this be the judge.
Do as you like.
Here we go.
And that would have taken out part of his skull, too. But that's alright, video games.
There. Satisfied now?
Well, that was refreshing. Come, we're going to my room.
So you survived the Colonel's torture, eh?
There's also a hidden first-person scene here, too, in just a
Watching
moment.
this has made me realize something. It's really not that bad. It's the ultimate form of expression.
And that's where he gets his torture kick from.
You got lucky this time, Tatiana.
There we go, holding down the button. Why do you keep shooting me in the leg?
Run!
Yes, in the same spot over and over. It's like Austin Powers. You shot me!
Prepared an escape route for us.
You shot me in the leg! Why did you shoot me in the
Pass
leg?
underneath the connecting passageway and go north. You'll find an open manhole there.
You're...
Quiet!
You couldn't figure out who that was?
Go through the manhole down into the sewers.
Really?
The door at the north end of the sewers is unlocked. You can use it to get outside the fortress. I've got your equipment. We'll meet up later.
Eva.
But I can't get too close to your cell. You'll have to figure a way out of there yourself. I'll be in touch.
Alright, so if I save and reload, that should
Ready to save,
trigger
Snake?
what I'm looking for. I think. I hope.
Snake,
Snake?
My mouth hurts when I talk.
Did you get cut up?
It feels like someone shoved me under a lawnmower. Do me a favor. Tell me a story to take my mind off the pain.
Snake, have you ever heard of Renfield?
Is that a movie?
It's the name of a character. He's locked up in a cell waiting for the master to return, eating the spiders that crawl along the walls.
Change the channel.
He waits and waits for ages. Finally, just as he's beginning to forget whether he's human or not, the master comes for him, saying the time has come. Renfield is overjoyed.
Wait, isn't this?
The master spreads his huge wings and a gust of wind fills the cell.
Come on, I don't want to hear this.
And there, standing before Renfield in human form was...
Dracula.
Exactly! If you stay there too long, your old buddy Dracula's going to come and get you too. So you better start thinking of a way out of there. You better not leave me without someone to talk to.
So I said let him have his radio and all this.
Think. There's got to be a way out of there.
I'll try.
Okay. Just let me know if you start having nightmares about Dracula.
So, reload the game. I think this is going to trigger what I'm looking for. Fingers crossed. Might take a time or two. I stumbled across this like the first time I was playing through this game. Because I had to like stop playing and go do something and came back to it. I was like, what in the world is going on? And I asked my friend about it. I'm like, yeah, I got to that part there. And he's like, what are you talking about? It's like, he thought I was like making it up off the top of my head, like just made up some weird thing that had happened in the game. It's like, no, there's just something special there, an Easter egg. I got it. And it started floating around the internet slowly. So let's see if I can trigger it. What this up being vague lets you actually see what I'm talking about or referencing. So load. Nope, that's not it. Let's try it again. Basically, there's like a hidden mini game inside of this game I'm playing right now, Metal Gear Solid 3. And it was accessed, like, when you save after the torture scene, and then you reload again, like you load the save, then it's supposed to sometimes trigger it. I don't know what the odds are of it happening. I think it's maybe 1 in 5. Let's look this up. MGS3 minigame. I'm wondering maybe if I need to turn off the Xbox 360 entirely or just exit the game entirely instead of just reloading a save. I don't think that would do it, but I mean, just trying to think of something random if this doesn't happen. We'll try exiting out to the dashboard. Yeah, it didn't work. So let's try exiting out to... Let's just... exit home. Let's just try a full console shutdown. I don't think that's going to really do much of anything, but we'll see. I just want to get that trigger because this is the only time this works. I hope it wasn't removed out of the HD version. I'm gonna be really disappointed if it was. No, they took it out. Why did they take it out? I just looked it up in the Wikipedia fandom there. Guy Savage, which is what this was known as, the minigame I'm trying to access, was not included in Metal Gear Solid 3 HD Edition, which is what I'm playing, and Snake Eater 3D. Consequently, any radio conversations relating to the minigame Nightmare are omitted in these versions. Son of a... Oh, that was so much fun. It was this great little minigame. It was kind of like almost like Devil May Cry and Ninja Gaiden type minigame. You play for like 3 or 4 minutes, just out of nowhere. And you find out it's just some bizarre dream that Snake is having. It gets him completely disoriented. He doesn't know what year it is and everything. And he has to call the major and get filled in on stuff. I don't know why they took it out, because it wasn't a licensed game. It was something that Konami was working on as a prototype. I think, if I remember correctly, it was like a prototype, and just kind of shoved in this game with the hopes of possibly making it into a full game later on. But that sucks that they took it out. That is sad, because I was looking forward to that part. Well, that is a bummer. Fork. Now you may notice a beeping. There is a transmitter on me. I'm going to leave that because it does... There's a cutscene a little bit later on that is special if you leave it in. So let's go to healing radio, get my stamina back. Or not. I guess it's not doing it. Well then, ignore that. Now you can also... I don't have any food.
Time to eat!
Thank you, sir. This is actually Johnny's father. Johnny, the guy who keeps constantly pooping himself. That Johnny. Think there's anything underneath the bed? Nope. So there's a couple different things you can do here. You can either do a fake pill, like fake death pill, which will cause him to find out what's going on, open the door to the cell, revive yourself, beat him up, run out, or you can do the codec that it keeps telling you to do. 144.75. Which I've never done before, to be honest. Door's been unlocked.
Did you manage to escape?
Yeah, I'm out.
Be careful. In your present state, you're practically naked. You don't have a single decent weapon, and you'll never survive in a battle. Take some time and pull yourself together. Eva says she's recovered your equipment, so rendezvous with her as soon as possible to get your gear back. Use the escape route Eva set up for you. Go down into the sewers through the manhole in the northwest section of Groznygrad. Start out by exiting the holding cells and heading northwest.
Now, what you can do with Johnny, because he was there, eventually they start throwing in, like, rations for you to eat. You can throw them back out there, and he eats them because he's hungry. The third time he eats it triggers a cutscene. He starts telling you about his family that lives in the United States. He used to live in the United States, but he came back to Russia for reasons unknown. He's stuck here now. He can't get away and go back to America with his family. He holds up a picture showing his family, and on the back of it, written backwards, is the codec 144.75. Snake is like getting real close to him. He's like, oh yeah, family's important, blah blah blah, buttering him up. He's like, hey, can you let me out of the cell? And Johnny's like, no, I can't do that. You're trying to trick me, and walks off. And that's the whole Johnny cutscene. You can also feed him rotten food, which causes him to have diarrhea and run off, and then you can try to figure your way out of the cell then again. or you can just wait for him to turn his back like you did and just run out when you do the unlocking frequency. But I do know there's a beeping right now. Like I said, I'm leaving the transmitter in so I can trigger a cutscene. It's going to be somewhat of a problem because there's going to be Ocelot units after me, but the cutscene's kind of fun to watch.
You want to save? Snake, have you ever seen the Alamo?
No, don't care. Trying to live. I don't think there's a way... Yeah, there's a door. Northwest, perfect. So I'm going to save right here, so that puts me in the northwest area. And see to make my way up.
You want to save? Hold on a sec.
Now it's kind of cool, you may not have noticed this earlier when I was doing like the secret cutscenes, the secret first-person views that doesn't tell you that it's in the game. Because you're missing an eyeball, you don't see normally anymore.
Snake, have you...
Instead, what happens is that if you look on the right side of the screen, you can see it's dimmed, so like kind of replicating that you're missing that eye. So that's a neat little touch they threw in, that you're in horrible god-awful pain and missing an eyeball. Just keep crawling, it doesn't matter. Going for that sweet, sweet ration. Oh, baby.
I'm gonna puke.
Oh shoot, that's a dog. Not good. That's a soldier. Let's see where this guy goes. And another sleeping dog. I think I've ever run to the left. Like, you know, going up towards the dog there, it's sleeping in the center of the screen. If I head over to the stay on the left side, it should be fine. I don't think he's going to wake up.
Huh? What was that noise?
Alright, there we go. Now I need to get out of the sewers, and that's going to be tricky because they're going to be... Basically, you're being hunted. Not only because of the transmitter, but they know you've escaped at some certain
Snake,
point.
You're already in the sewers?
Eva, yeah, I just got down here. I'm coming to meet you now. The door at the north end is open, right?
Snake?
Let me guess. There's a problem.
Yeah.
What is it this time?
The Colonel found out you escaped.
There we go.
Did, huh? I figured as much.
Yeah, and now all of Grozny Grad is on red alert.
Just my luck. But once I'm out of the fortress...
You can't get out.
I can't?
When the fortress went on red alert, they sealed off the sewers.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm serious. And that means the escape route I laid out is
sealed off, too.
Right. And they just sent a unit out looking for you.
Down here?
Uh-huh. They'll be there any minute now. You've got to get out quick.
But isn't the exit sealed off?
You should be able to get out by heading straight north. Book it, Snake. If they find you, you're dead.
Savey.
Snake, are you saving?
Snake, are you being hunted? Is this the most dangerous game?
Good luck.
Thanks.
So it's true you really do not have a lot of time to screw around here. You need to get going. But now I have bullets. Okay, nothing over there. Okay, that's just a cubby hole. I'm like, what's going on? Normally should be able to sneak out, but I guess that there's something around here. Okay, I'm going the wrong direction entirely. Smooth. There it is. So I'm like, wait a minute, I know that there's... You gotta keep alternating back and forth. Oh, come on, game. And controls have backed up for some reason. Get up! Jesus. I have a feeling I just went completely backwards. Yep, I'm sure I just did. I don't remember it being this disorienting first time I played this. There it is. Okay. Head towards the light. I think this is where I get to recreate the fugitive. I didn't kill my wife! I don't care. For me.
I've been waiting for this. Nobody interfere. This is where it ends. Huh? Snake!
I'd give it at least maybe a 7. I don't think the Russian judges would probably give it a 3. A lot of splash. Form wasn't that best, but maybe he'll do better on the other rounds.
Huh. Don't die on me yet.
Okay, here comes the sorrow. This level's kind of why you don't want to kill a whole bunch of people. That's some funky screen tearing.
Are you one of the Cobras?
Sad. So sad. A host of sorrows.
Being emo is a superpower.
And you are one of them. I am the sorrow. Like you, I too am filled with sadness. This world is one of sadness. Battle brings death. Death brings sorrow. The living may not hear them. Their voices may fall upon deaf ears. But make no mistake, the dead are not silent. Now you will know the sorrow of those whose lives you have ended.
don't think I can save during this either. I'm not sure. I remember getting to the end. You get to the end of the river and you die. And not knowing that I had the revival pill.
You have to get up! Snake!
So that threw me off. So I had to do it like 3 or 4 times, and I finally figured out what it was that they were wanting me to do. You have to take a revival pill and wake yourself up because you're dead, technically, I think.
Snake!
Which is why she's saying that. So now everyone I've killed is in this river. I don't think it lets me swim. No, you can't swim forward. Yeah, so the first time I played this game, this river was just choked with soldiers. Like, everywhere. I must have killed like 300 people at that point. It was crazy. Oh look! It's Mr. B-Man! So the hover pilots I killed, the flying platform guys. Shoots these weird bullets at you that, like, if they hit you, I don't remember if they do any type of damage, but it causes something weird to flash on screen. It's funny, it even shows up the birds. It's like the vulture's just eating that one guy. And even if you haven't killed anybody, you still have to do this entire long walk. Let's get hit by it. Here's the fear. I can't remember if the end makes an appearance here or not. I think he does. No, actually he shouldn't, because he would have shown up by now already. Because you already had the pain. It skipped the end. Maybe because I didn't do the full boss fight with him. I just did the quick kill. Spoiler. Oh, there he is. It's floating down face first. Should be over pretty soon, I think. Shouldn't be too much more of this. Okay, here's Rage, I think was his name. Fury, that's what it was, Fury. Yeah, here we go. That's his own dead body, which you actually see in the beginning of the game, because I found a skeleton right after the boss threw me off the bridge at the start, and that was actually him, so I don't know how he ended up down there, but this threw me off. I'm like, oh my god, I'm dead? What? So if you continue, you have to do this entire thing all over again. Or take your revival pill. Which is what you're supposed to do.
Boss, you have to shoot me.
I can't.
Shoot me. You want to finish your mission, don't you? Then you'll have to shoot me. The spirit
What's up, Ronnie?
warrior will always be with you. Don't
Haunting
be
you.
sad. We'll meet again someday.
Shot through the eye, and I guess she's to blame? Oh, I just got home from seeing Lauren. That's cool. So I take it you have the night off then. I would say a Switch. Probably if it's game support you want to play, because you already have a PC that does reasonably well for gaming. Laptop, it would be kind of a waste. Just kind of really unnecessary at that point. So if there's games on the Switch you really want to get, I would say get that instead. Just having, because you have your desktop does gaming already, so. But of course, wait to see. I mean, Black Friday is almost upon us, so I'm sure that there will be some good sales coming up. Maybe, I don't know. I looked through Best Buy's flyer, and Walmart had some stuff online. I wasn't really impressed with this year. Where is he at? I thought he was over... I thought his body was over there somewhere. Nope. Ah, okay. Well, Switch is portable too, you know.
Snake, are you
Just
all
get
right?
yourself a screen protector.
It was a close call.
What the hell happened to me?
You were halfway drowned at the bottom of the river.
And
Almost
a case for
crossed
it.
over to the other side.
Other side. So that really was.
Something on your mind, Snake?
Major, was there a man in the Cobra unit called the Sorrow?
Yes, I've heard of him. He was an uncanny soldier who fought alongside the boss.
What kind of man was he?
The Sorrow was a man with, well, special powers.
You
He
cry
had
blood.
ESP, which was the subject of extensive research in the Soviet Union at the time. He was especially gifted as a medium.
A medium?
Someone who can communicate with the spirit world and evoke the spirits of the dead. In other words, he could talk to ghosts. They say he could find out what was going on in a battle by talking to dead soldiers.
What about him and the boss? What was the story between them?
I don't know the details. Why don't we ask Sigurd?
Yo, I finished checking up on this Sorrow guy a while ago. Thought you guys already knew, though.
Knew what?
That he's dead. He's been dead for 2 years now.
Died 2 years ago?
At Selino-Yarsk. You know, those cliffs you were at. And the boss is the one who did him in.
The boss?
Yep. 2 years ago, the boss was sent by the CIA on a secret mission to Selino-Yarsk. That's when she met the Sorrow, who'd gone back to the Soviet Union after the Cobras broke up at the end of the war. Except this time they were enemies.
And then what?
The boss killed the Sorrow herself and accomplished her mission. At least, that's what the records say.
So, he was never there in the first place. He just couldn't let go of the boss.
You okay, Snake?
Yeah, I'm fine. It looks like it's not time for me to die yet.
I sure hope not.
Maybe.
Otherwise, the whole mission is shot. We're counting on you, pal.
Roger that.
By the way, I'm gonna become one of the
Snake,
Patriots. Oops.
You didn't call. I was worried. Are you all right?
Yeah, I took a pretty freaky detour.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Forget it. Let's just say I'm back.
Good. But how did you escape from the sewers?
I jumped into the river.
From all the way up there?
Well, that's good. They have it finally have it
You're out of
transferable.
control.
Last I saw, they
Yeah,
didn't. So that's
I got
good.
carried away by the current and almost drowned.
Great. That's perfect.
I don't know. I mean, the Switch for me is just
That's
straight off a
perfect.
Bayonetta machine.
I
So,
mean, if you ended up in the river, then I know a good spot.
but I mean,
nearby.
if there's games you want to
Let's
play
meet
for
up
it,
there.
I would, like I said,
Where
I'd
is
still
it?
probably go for a Switch.
Keep going upstream until you get to a waterfall.
Because the laptop is just kind of a
Waterfall,
random circumstance
Right.
if you happen to
Behind
be,
that waterfall, there's
you know,
a
at
cave.
Lauren's place
We'll meet in there.
and she's
The
playing
cave
games
behind the
already. But I mean,
waterfall
how often does that
upstream.
really come up
Got
though?
it.
See you there.
That would be my other question. Alright, so I didn't take out the transmitter, so now this is a caution. Normally it would not be. There would be nobody pursuing me.
Saving the
But there
game,
are
Snake?
some Ocelot units after me. But the thing is, like, they're NES games, and I think they rotate, and it's $20 a year, so... I don't know. I mean, for myself, I mean, it would be kind of, like, the gaming laptop would also be nice, too, because you can throw RetroArch on there. You can just basically have as a straight-off, nothing but gaming machine, you know? So you could have, you know, RetroArch on there or whatever, all your emulators of choice. You could fully load it up, Steam account, whatever. You could have it just be a pure 100% gaming machine. Which is what I would love to do myself.
Snake, have you ever...
Alright, so I have, like, no gear, a fork, catch me a butterfly in the sky, stab a Kuro doll, let me kick him. It's not gonna work. Come on. That's lame. They're making me try to shoot him instead. Not gonna do it. It doesn't matter, because basically the only thing that happens if you shoot all of these frog statues is it gives you a special camouflage at the end. That's it. Ooh, found a newer route with one room. Figure out how to use the cut shape at 130 frames. That'd be nice. Especially because I thought you were just about done with it too. So that's even better. I mean, if you're still finding stuff last second. Okay, I don't see anybody around. Oh, there we go. Okay. Fortunately, everybody else seems to be pretty deaf. Well, yeah, I mean, like, tasks, like, as we kind of, like, brought up before, are pretty much for people who are borderline OCD or RCD or OCD, or people who just enjoy solving puzzles, which I know you do as well. It's a whole thing of how do I get this done and how do you find a way to do it? You know, active problem solving. So if you're a fan of all those three things, their attention to detail, puzzle solving, things of that nature, it's going to be definitely be addicting and fun to do. You know, because it's kind of like why I like working with computers, especially like IT. It's like, okay, here's a problem. How do you now fix it? You know, you got to think on your feet and ways to do it, and it makes you really kind of utilize your skills. So even when you think like, you know, you're like, oh man, I'm addicted to this stuff. Yeah, I can see why. It can be really addictive and want you to really get into it. A Vita? No. Well, yeah, I mean, hack it for sure, but I can't think of a single game on the Vita that I'd want to play, to be honest. I don't think I can hit that guy from here. I mean, it's like shooting from the hip on top of it. Okay, I am stuck in a rock. There we go. Why? What is going on here? Why? The game is making me stuck in... it's glitching. Okay, now I can move again. Oh, there you go. Alright, so this is... Because I didn't remove the transmitter, this is going to trigger a special cutscene. Batman!
Nice to meet you, Snake. I'm Tatiana. Here's your equipment.
Eva, you could use a towel.
So could you.
Yes, please. Please save. Yeah, I don't know what you could put onto a Vita if you hack it. I mean, there is the Metal Gear Solid collection. It is on Vita as well, as I know. The PS1 classics and stuff. But I mean, like I said, and also if you got yourself... What other people were going for, which is kind of crazy, it really ticks me off. The PS TV, when they clearanced it out at $20, a lot of scalpers just mass bought them. And now they've become pretty rare because they're easy to hack. But now, I think the last time I saw a PS Vita or PS TV online was like over $100. And like Sony was literally dumping out their stock at $20. I tried to get one when they were dumping them out, but I mean, like people were buying them like at $100 in bulk just to resell them on eBay at inflated prices. So, you know, that's definitely the one that people are buying and hacking and doing all sorts of crazy stuff with. So I bought a PSP. I have like 3 or 4 games for it, but I pretty much only bought it to like put media on it. Do things you're not supposed to be doing with it. Hi there.
Want some?
No, thanks.
Don't like snakes?
Not for dinner.
Didn't you have to eat them at the KGB?
In my training, we always got the good stuff. French, Italian, that kind of thing.
Chinese.
A regular Matahari.
The least you could do is call me Cynthia.
Tell me something. How does it feel to spy on your own country?
I can't say it feels good, but it's my job.
Can't even eat a snake during a mission, huh?
I don't know, like Nintendo is like the big insurmountable giant in handhelds. And for me, it's like even the PSP and stuff just didn't really have games that I really wanted. You know, I just, like I said, I bought a PSP because it had TV out. That was the second revision of the PSP, not the first one.
When this mission's over, you'll have to treat me to a nice dinner.
And then, basically just to put other things on it. I mean, people hacked the hell out of the PSP.
It's Japanese. I hear it's all the rage right now.
Do it, Snake. Sushi's delicious.
From raw fish.
Raw fish? Just the place for my survival techniques.
Butterfly in the sky. I can see, well, just with one eye. And I have no depth perception. Who the hell's singing?
Snake. Thank you, Snake. I'll be your eyes from now on.
Ow, my eyeball! Then they had the sex.
Thank you, Snake.
Snake beater.
Don't worry about it.
Are you all right?
I'm confused by Vulcan grabbing my crotch earlier.
It's not like I can't see. I've got one good eye and can still fire a gun.
Really? Good.
Snake blocker.
Snake.
Here we go. This is the special cutscene that gets triggered. It's interesting.
There's something in here. It's so hard.
Oh. When did it get like that?
Hold still. Let me do it.
You know, I've been trained to do this kind of thing myself.
Just relax and let me handle it.
Okay.
I can't believe how small it is.
Yeah, but it gets the job done.
Really? Here, lift up your hips.
Like this?
Yeah. How's that?
Pretty good at that.
Yeah, everybody tells me that. Hold steady, I'm not done yet. There, a transmitter.
Is that how they do it in the KGB?
Sometimes. Would you rather I did it American style?
But how'd you know there was a transmitter lodged there? That's some female intuition you've got. Eva, didn't you steal some explosives out of the fortress?
C3, a highly potent explosive from the west. It can be molded into any shape, like clay. With just this much, you could blow up the Shagohod and the lab along with it.
Is that right?
Yeah, but there's a trick to using it.
Tell me about it.
Don't blow yourself up.
Well, what do you think? The Shagohod's booster unit uses liquid fuel. The fuel tanks are in the main wing of the weapons lab in the hangar housing the Shagohod itself.
So I should blow up the tanks.
That's the basic idea. It should be enough to blow up the entire hangar. There are 4 fuel tanks. In order to destroy the hangar, you'll have to set explosives on each of those tanks.
All 4 of them?
It should be no sweat for you. Besides, the scientists had the day off today.
So the hangar's completely deserted.
Not quite. They've still got guards posted there.
So what do I do after I set the C3?
The bombs run off a timer. Once the timer has been set, the countdown will begin. When the timer reaches 0, the bombs will all go off at once.
How long do I have?
20 minutes. Once the Phase 2 trials are finished, I wouldn't be surprised if they kill all the scientists to prevent them from talking. So you've got to act fast.
I'll take care of it.
Kill all the scientists who know how to make the thing. Sure, that makes sense.
Eva, did you get the data on the Shagohod from Sokolov?
Yeah, that's the mission I was given.
By Khrushchev?
Mm-hmm. America doesn't have any use for it, does it?
Huh.
But I haven't forgotten my other mission either. Helping you out. Follow this cave and go up the ladder at the end. You'll come out inside Groznygrad, just southwest of the weapons lab. Do you remember when you went to rescue Sokolov? Remember there was a locked door when you entered the main wing from the second floor of the east wing?
Yeah.
That's the entrance to the Shagohod's hangar. Use this key to open that door.
The door right when I entered the main wing? Got it. What about you?
I'll get things ready for our escape. There's a rail bridge to the north. I'm gonna set a bomb there, so I'm taking half of the C3 with me.
Right. I'll set off the weapons lab then. Try not to be in the neighborhood when it happens.
Gotcha.
And watch out for Ocelot. He suspects you're not who you say you are.
Don't worry. The Colonel still trusts me. And I have my ways. There's not a man alive who can resist my charms. Besides you, of course.
I'm just warning you, Eva. That's all.
I know. Okay, let's go.
You seem like you were born on one of those.
If I didn't ride every day, I couldn't go on living.
Huh?
When I'm riding, the wind hits me so hard that it hurts. That pain keeps my mind off the pain of having to be someone else. It's not easy always fooling myself like this. It's only when I'm on the bike that I'm free to be the real me. I only get off my bike when I fall in love or fall dead.
What's your name?
Tatiana.
No. Your real name.
What's wrong with Tanya?
Okay, Tanya. Don't let anyone see you. Huh?
Oh, this? It's a button camera.
What did you do that for?
Insurance. To make sure you don't double-cross me.
Hey.
What?
You're gonna get wet again.
I'm not sure if that was a double entendre or not.
Do you want to save? Hey, Snake.
Alright, there we go. Okay, so I've reached the end of the stream for myself today. I've hit the wall for what I can do. It's kind of late. I actually have a appointment tomorrow. I'm having an EMG done, which is basically they're going to be shocking the hell out of my back and my nerves, which is not fun. Basically to see if there's any type of nerve damage, which I don't think there is for my back problems. It's just an excuse that they're using to not do my back fusion I need. But I have that in the morning, so I need to try to get a couple hours of sleep. I usually sleep around 4 to 5 hours. But I think I will be back again streaming again tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and should be finishing up the game. I want to definitely get Metal Gear Solid 3 beaten tomorrow. Don't have a whole lot longer to go. Just need to sneak into the lab, plant some bombs, fight Volgin, fight the Shagohod, and then get out alive. So I think I should be able to do that in about 2.5, 3 hours or so, but I'll save it for tomorrow's stream. So as always, you can spot me on Twitter at that handle, Wurzel555. I usually post up about an hour to 2 hours ahead of time when I'll be streaming. Just a confirmation if I will or not, or anything like that there. So thanks for hanging out, Nimix, Ronnie, and T. Wallace as well. And I will see you guys all hopefully tomorrow for the conclusion of Metal Gear Solid 3. See you then.